First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Thomas Yu for recommending this film to me. This is a special film because it marks the first time a Korean title has been pre-sold to Netflix. So how does it do? Honestly, it's pretty disappointing. Pandora is a disaster movie about a small Korean town with a nuclear power plant. There's an earthquake and it malfunctions in the form of explosions, putting the town and its people in danger. This is a very strange film because it feels like a PSA for how to respond during a nuclear incident, as opposed to a proper movie, and I'll explain more after I set up the premise. It started off strong, actually. We meet a bunch of kids and they are telling stories of this power plant that they don't really understand yet. There's this whimsical quality in the way that they're describing it, and I thought maybe there's like a robot or something, or some kind of creature powered by energy. That was the vibe I got from the innocence of these kids, and I was hyped. We quickly grow up though, and the reality is, it's just a power plant filled with blue-collar workers and broken dreams. Our protagonist is Jae-hyuk, who lives in this town with his family and just hates working at the power plant. He's always wanted to do more with his life, but he's also pretty lazy. So when disaster strikes, it's actually his chance to do something and make a difference. And that's the main arc. It's a solid setup. We have characters we care about, a nuclear power plant going haywire. Good setup. Once the disaster hits and we are dealing with these characters trying to survive, there's tension and it's fun for the most part. But back to what I was saying about it feeling like a PSA. While we're in the midst of enjoying the action, we randomly keep cutting back to a boardroom where politicians are discussing stuff like policy, and there's also another room, a control room. Every time we move away from the actual disaster, all the tension that they work so hard to build is gone. They are trying to keep us engaged by switching locations, but if you see this control room, it's comical. It looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch set. It has these big buttons and big control panels, and it just doesn't look realistic at all. Also, when we are dealing with the politicians, they are talking so much about policy and procedure, and it's very dry. It doesn't really feel like a movie. It feels more informational, teaching you how to deal with the disaster. The beginning of the movie also doesn't really help when they're just telling us the benefits of nuclear power. It's like an infomercial. I'm not sure what this movie is trying to do by educating us so bluntly. The control room and policy room are common tropes in disaster movies, but in this film, the tone is just off. Usually the focus is on drama, but this movie feels like it's saying to us, hey, pay attention to this information because it's useful in general. It doesn't really serve the story. Aside from this confusing tone, this movie is a by-the-numbers disaster pick. We have the reluctant hero, we have the side characters, and they have touching moments. We have people running back and forth into the fray to save someone, tragic deaths, and I'm fine with all that. I think if we could just stick to the characters, the action, and the tragedy, this would be a better movie. As is with the boardroom and politician scenes, it's almost worth a watch based on just how strange and out of place these scenes are. I'm going to give Pandora a C-. It's competently made, the performances are fine, but it's hard to recommend with how generic the core story is. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Is there any other film or show you want me to check out? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you've seen this film, let me know what you thought. I want to hear your thoughts and let's have a discussion. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.